Okay, so welcome to another exciting episode of the Science Advancement Podcast Show. So we are back again with yet another exciting episode with my boy, Edwin Simfuke. What's up?
Fine, how are you?
I'm right. So today we're going to be having an interesting topic of discussion. We're going to be talking about, this is actually interesting and one of those topics that will actually, get you on your nerves that you really want to listen to this podcast. So today we're going to be talking about incorporating innovative and creative thinkers in policy decision making. So we are talking about incorporating creative and innovative thinkers in policy decision making. When we talk about incorporating innovative and creative thinkers, we're talking about people that have got the capabilities to bring about change in terms of policy decision making. We've got a lot of issues in the engineering sector, the medical field, and different fields. So before we go into a discussion, I think you all know I'm not going to be talking much. I'm really going to be squaring questions to Edwin Simfuke. But before we start, maybe you'd love to greet the viewers, and maybe we can go directly into today's discussion.
We can go directly to do that afterwards.
No, maybe greet the viewers first.
All right. Good afternoon, viewers. My name is Edwin Simfuke. Hope you are fine and hope you enjoy our today's podcast, where we will be talking about incorporating innovative and creative mindset in policy making decisions. That's the topic for today, actually.
Okay, interesting. So Edwin, one of the reasons why I've heard a lot of people suggest that the reason why we are lagging behind as a nation, or maybe let me say as a continent, one of the reasons why we'll be lagging behind in terms of STEM and technology advancements, also advancements in the fields of engineering and technology, is maybe because we do not have creative and innovative thinkers in the space of policy decision making. So I'd love you maybe to give your thought on this. What's your actual thought on this? What do you think? Is this true? And do you support this narrative? And do you think Zambia should also take a direction? Maybe we should have creative and innovative thinkers in key decision making positions.
Thank you very much. That's a very, very important question. To start with, I would agree with what you are saying. Yes, our country, Zambia, actually needs people who are innovative and creative in the decision-making policy. To start with, I would actually pose a question pose a question to the viewers or to you yourself, to a quick question that maybe you can name one leader in Zambia who is actually a scientist, or rather who is in the science field of study. The answer will actually be difficult. It will need time to analyze critically. But if you talk of China, if I again would pose a question about China, what do you know? Or rather, generally, what do you know about China? Or what do you think about China? The answer would be maybe cheap things, cheap gadgets, cheap phones. The answer would be martial arts. The answer would be a lot of things that actually happen in China, which is not the case, because that would mean you are thinking shallow. Yeah, but if you critically think or critically analyze what's unique about China to other countries, basically it's about its government. It's about the people who are in decision-making policy, the people who run the political affairs of China. That's the unique part of China, and that's what differentiates China from other countries. Because if you talk of 9 top leaders in China, out of the 9 top leaders in China, 8 are scientists and engineers. The president himself is a chemical engineer.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that itself can explain why China is innovative and creative. Because in terms of innovation and creative, you cannot compare any country to China. Those guys are innovative because of the leaders, or rather the people in key positions, are actually innovative and creative. and scientists in short.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I think if we talk of China, I think I've said it all about China, because someone there, the viewers out there will actually think it in a perspective of China, and all the answers will be, all the questions will be answered. Yeah.
Interesting stuff.
Yes.
You know, I actually want to agree with what you've said. You know, I was actually shocked when I was actually taking a read on how ZICTA is run, you know, being the body that regulates, you know, data services, internet and stuff. And actually, one of the bodies that we look at tech advancements, and, you know, when you look at the space of technology and how advancing, you'd expect ZICTA to actually do more. But we've not really seen more from ZICTA in the spaces. And I was shocked to find that the person that heads ZICTA is a lawyer. So I was like, okay, why? And what's happening? You know, because you look at a person who's a lawyer by profession, heading an organization that deals with tech advancements, and, you know, our future as, if you go into the sector of computer scientists in Zambia, you find that maybe they look up to ZICTA in terms of projects approval, and maybe something big that's going to bring about a revolution in the space of technology. But now you find that someone that heads that institution is a lawyer. So you begin to question already. You're like, okay, what is that competency there? How competent are they? If a lawyer runs a tech institution, then what's happening? So I think I want to agree with this narrative and agenda to say that it's truly, we really need creative and innovative thinkers in key positions, because if we do have creative and innovative thinkers, we're really going to see about massive development.
Exactly.
I'm not really sure about President Paul Kagame, but I've been hearing that there's a particular study of his life where he did some sort of engineering, and if you look at Rwanda, you realize that Rwanda has advanced in spaces of technology, in spaces of talk of nuclear science, talk of different things, talk if there's a country in Africa that's actually progressing well in terms of utilizing technology, it has to be Rwanda. They're doing very well in that space. So in our country, you know, before we begin to wrap up, actually, I want you to break these things down quickly so that we just have a short podcast. Don't really want to waste time.
Yes.
In our country, Zambia, what do you think must be done for us to move to the next level? What change should we make for us to progress also in the spaces of science?
Thank you very much for that interesting question. Okay, right. In Zambia, since us youths, we should engage ourselves in politics, because when you look at the people who are in government right now, they already have that mindset of employing other professions such as lawyers, and basically some people don't even have professions, the ones who are in politics. So I would say that Zambia needs to engage, or rather needs to incorporate innovative and creative mindset in government for it to run smoothly. I would give an example. In 2007, according to the World Bank report, it stated that Zambia was in a biggest brain drain. Brain drain is a situation whereby the profession migrate from their host country to another country and start working abroad. That's brain drain. Another example, one example I would give is Clive Chirwa.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Clive Chirwa was a director of the Zambia Railways, and he was supposed to run for, his contract was supposed to run for 5 years, but it was terminated. It was terminated by the late President Michael Chilufya Sata. It was terminated because the reason wasn't actually given. No wonder in May, on 28th May 2020, it was paid. It was paid 20, if I'm not mistaken, 15 billion for the same case. It was paid by the High Court, meaning that it was unfairly treated by the government. You see, that itself made Clive Chirwa to go to other countries, made Clive Chirwa to go to the UK. He went there. And if you look at it, Clive Chirwa has a lot of ideas. He has contributed to Benz, he has contributed to Toyota, he has contributed to a lot of companies abroad. He's actually a world acclaimed engineer. Our very own is a Zambian. I would give examples of many Zambians who are abroad working for other countries because of the poor government that doesn't support scientists, that doesn't support creativeness, that doesn't support innovations, people are actually learning out of this country, resulting in brain drain. So I would encourage the government, or rather I would want the government to engage, or rather incorporate innovations and creativeness in decisions, policy making, because this country is run by the political affairs. You can't just come out of nowhere to say you want to innovate something. That would be possible unless if you are part of the decision making policy. You see, so we need young people, those young people who are doing, who are innovative, who are doing science courses. They need to engage themselves in politics. They shouldn't think politics is actually for those who haven't gone to school. This is their country. They will be disadvantaged.
Not trying to actually object, you know, but when talk of politics, you know, there's always a different narrative about politics. People take politics to say, you know, it's actually a dirty game. And for example, we bring a set of creative engineers or innovative guys and bring them on board and say, okay, let's put them in the political field.
Yes,
you know, sometimes you find that people tend to change in how they think. For example, I may be someone who's actually passionate about science, want to bring about change, taken into the political field, given a position, and then because of the money that is available, I flip-flop, change there, forget about my ambitions and stuff. So, you know, as much as we may say youth should go into the political field, but I feel also as our country, okay, I may not necessarily agree with you when you say youths must start aspiring for, you know, political positions, but I think when cabinet is actually being appointed, I think whoever the president is, I think, let's put it like this, what we need here is a president that's innovative. Because when we have a leader who is innovative, even when it's time for him to actually choose him. Okay, so yeah, when we have a leader that's innovative, you know, it's actually easy for most of these things to be done. And you find that even when it comes to selection and picking up the cabinet, the president or the leader will be able to select people that are innovative and creative in the sense that they'll be able to run the affairs of the country. We look at how the world is moving in terms of technology. We look at engineering sector, because you know there are a lot of issues that are actually funny in Zambia right now. Look at Engineering Institute of Zambia and the observation they carried on Society Park, because according to what I'm hearing is that 1,200 out of 1,600 columns that were put to support the building, out of 1,600, 1,200 columns have fallen off. And that's a building that brings, on a daily basis, how many people visit Society Park? 1,000 people. So meaning if it was to, what happens if it collapses totally? You see, so it shows that we're actually lacking innovative and creative leaders. Actually, there's no credibility, there's no competence in that space. We need people that are passionate in that space. You know, a lot of people may not be passionate. That's why they're actually doing shoddy works, because how can you build something that's worth $400 million and then 1,200 columns fall off from a building that's at the center and heart of the capital city of the country? So that's actually shocking. It shows that we actually need a change. Change has to start from the people that run that body, Engineering Institute of Zambia, ZICTA as well. You can't have a lawyer running an institution that deals with technology advancements and these other things. We're not condemning, we're not trying to say we know the very best, but we're trying to look at the best alternatives. If we bring in the right people in that particular job, you will see massive strides in development in terms of technology advancements and science advancements in our country. So, before we wrap up, or before we just say goodbye, I think I've said what I would have loved to say to the viewers, but I want you to actually have your last say. If you're going to come out passionately and tell people what you think, I feel this is the time. Maybe under 2 minutes, just bring out something that you may want people to hear and what you think would be best for our country going forward.
All right, thank you very much. I have nothing much to say. What I had, I have said it all, but I would just maybe encourage the viewers to subscribe to the YouTube channel, yes, and to keep sharing it, because this same if they continue sharing the same podcast we are just from discussing, it might maybe, who knows, it might reach the the people in decisions making body.
Yeah, true,
And
true,
they might
true.
do something.
Yes.
So I'm encouraging viewers out there to subscribe to the YouTube channel and like our Facebook page, Science Exploration Zambia. Yeah, it's there on Facebook. Yeah, so I think that's what I can say. Those are my last remarks, actually.
Okay. So thank you very much again, Edwin Sufukwe, for always being part of these programs. As always, we're very much grateful that you're part of a team. Thank you very much. And to viewers that are going to be watching, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe on our YouTube channel, like our pages on Instagram and Facebook, just like Edwin Sufukwe said. So till next week, it's been Kalibu Nomo and Edwin Sufukwe. We're out.
Paka paka, lasha.